All right, we are live and alive. Let's see who else is awake out there tonight. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. I know I got to get some intro music going here for future weeks, man. We got to work on my intro. I think that's a project I'm gonna try to improve here for these broadcasts for you guys. Get us some cool intro music. How's everybody doing tonight? Happy Michael Myers Monday, y'all. Let's see. There's David Suber, Phil up in the house, Byron, Wolfie. Awesome, awesome. There's Sammy Smith. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Love the jack-o'-lanterns and the butcher knives, of course. This is awesome. This is awesome. Great to see you guys. Hope everybody's having had a good week since last Monday and is having a good day today. Good evening. Been an exciting week here. Just in case we've got some new people as people continue to find us each week, more new viewers. I'll introduce myself. I'm Matt Arts with Halloween Daily News, and welcome to the Michael Myers Monday Live. This is our weekly broadcast where we connect with the Halloween movie franchise fans, our readers, our viewers, our friends out there, and we just geek out and talk about all things Myers. This week, not a whole lot of news. So I know I say it every week. I'm not going to be on here all night, but I'm not going to be on here very long tonight because I literally don't have a lot of news items to talk about. But I do have a new interview. We're going to premiere a clip from from my new Dick Warlock interview, and I'm going to be talking about that in just a minute. But as usual, as folks start to filter in, I'm going to do just a quick little show and tell. And tonight's theme is Mr. Dick Warlock, the living legend, the renowned stuntman, actor, stunt coordinator, and of course Halloween franchise icon, Michael Myers in Halloween 2, the assassin in Halloween 3. He's also cop number 3 in Halloween 2 as well. So you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's the only performer to play 3 different roles in the franchise. But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, tonight's theme is celebrating Mr. Dick Warlock and the films that he appears in. So, first up, for tonight's show and tell, all these items that I'm showing you tonight are currently in stock right now at our online store, HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. And there's this guy. Hope you can see that keychain. Just $12. And this beautiful, officially licensed metal Halloween 2 Michael Myers keychain can be yours. Made by Trick or Treat Studios. David, thank you. David says, love the shirt. Yeah, let me show off that shirt. Again, part of the Dick Warlock celebration. It's not Halloween 2 or 3, but as you can see, it's Michael as Jaws. And if you know anything about Dick Warlock's career, you know that he worked on Jaws and was in the cage. He was Richard Dreyfuss's stunt double in that film. Again, we can talk about that as we get in. Also in stock right now in our store from Halloween 2, we have the officially licensed Super 7 reaction figure of Michael Myers as seen in the 1981 sequel Halloween 2. This is the 3.3 3/4 inch, 3.75 inch action figure. I've shown you the unboxed version on these lives before. This is the packaged version. Don't even have the hole punched up top. There's the back packaging. These are made by Super 7, and you've heard me talk about these before. If you grew up collecting Star Wars figures, they used to be made by Kenner, or even G.I. Joe figures, any of these action figures, then you will recognize that this brings back all the vintage feels right here. That's what the reaction line is really all about. It's not like the high-end, super high-end sculpted figures. These are meant to resemble the old school minimal articulation. I think it's got 4 points articulation, just legs, arms, and the head swivels. This guy actually does come with a number of accessories if you choose to open him, which I've talked about it before. I had to get 2 of these. This is my packaged one. I do have an unpackaged one. I always say let these toys out to play, man. Unless of course you think you might resell it one day, then maybe you want to keep it in a package. But with this particular one, it is very much the packaging that brings back that vintage feel. So I've got one of each. But it comes with accessories including a butcher knife, a hammer, a syringe, and a scalpel, of course. So there you go. And they are retailing right now for just $18 plus shipping. And that is also in stock right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. Let's see. Now we got Mitchell Kindly back in the house. Great to see you, man. Cheers. Thank you for being here. Awesome. Mitchell, one of our longest running viewers. Great to have you here tonight, man. Happy Michael Myers Monday. All right, guys. Also in stock, let me see. We have all 3 of the Silver Shamrock Fear Freshener, Silver Shamrock Mask Fear Fresheners. Okay. We got the skull. We got your witch. These are air fresheners. Trick or Treat Studios calls them fear fresheners. And we got the pumpkin. They're just $4 each. These are all vanilla scented. And if that's not enough, you've got the masks. We've also got now back in stock the Silver Shamrock logo, aka the power chip itself. That one is also vanilla scented. And you know I love the TV pumpkin, so there we go. Again, $4 each for those fear fresheners, and we got a bunch of other stuff in stock right now. That's all available at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. And then one more item I'm going to show you before we get into tonight's topics. I keep bragging on these things because they're going. We just sold a pack of these today, and we've got a few more left. This is the vintage styled wall decor. We've got them packs for Halloween 78 as well as Halloween 4. This is the Halloween 3 pack. You can see it's a little over a foot tall. It comes with 4 pieces, and they're all this size. These are cardboard cutout wall decor. And I will show you a look at all 4 of them. There you go. You can see all 4 of the designs there. You've got a variation on one of the classic poster images there with the 3 trick-or-treaters. And then you've got one of each of the trick-or-treaters wearing each of the big 3 Silver Shamrock masks. Awesome. I see we got some more people coming on in here. Jason James says happy Michael Myers Monday. Awesome. Matt's up in here. Good to see you. Hey, Matt, says other Matt. Awesome. All right, guys. There we go. All right, so that's tonight's show and tell. Plenty of Halloween 2 and Halloween 3 items currently in stock right now. Of course, this week, the big thing happening here at Halloween Daily News headquarters, I had the pleasure of conducting a new interview with Mr. Dick Warlock. We did this on Wednesday, St. Patrick's Day. You'll notice I'm wearing my silver shamrock shirt in the interview. He's got his green on, and he actually came on when he first came on. He was wearing a Halloween face mask. You know, not a Myers head mask, but a COVID friendly, COVID safe face mask with the Halloween '78 logo. So the interview went great. Those of you that are longtime readers or followers of our website here at Halloween Daily News may remember that I interviewed Dick first back in 2015, and I chronicled what I say we stalked him that year. We met him at a very small, intimately attended film festival in Williamsburg, Virginia, in February of that year. 2 weeks later, we were at Mad Monster Party. We saw him again. That's where he and I were able to slip away from the convention for a while and do our first interview. We had an amazing experience and got to know he and his wife a bit. And then later that year, that summer, we saw them again. I know some of you were at Flashback Weekend in Chicago when they did the massive Halloween franchise reunion in 2015. And we got to see Dick Warlock again there. And at the conclusion of that event, after everything was all said and done, on Sunday after the convention ended there in Chicago, he and his wife actually took my wife and myself out to dinner that night. So we got to hang out even more, get some bonus minutes there with Dick Warlock. And long story short, we've kept in contact ever since. We've become friends. His wife and my wife Sue text back and forth pretty regularly. We keep in contact. And so I, you know, as we're starting this new kind of era of video interviews here at HDN, you know, we've done some in-person video interviews, now doing some more like the Zoom type stuff. You know, I thought how great to get the man himself on here to do a follow-up, to get him to retell some of his best stories, because he's got a ton of them, and really to help us celebrate what is the 40th anniversary of Halloween 2 this year. And that's a big deal. That's a landmark. It's a lot of people's favorite film or favorite sequel in the franchise. Dick Warlock is a lot of people's favorite Myers. So it was great. And it was the first time he had done a video interview. So, you know, you'll see it's a wide-ranging interview. We talked for a long time. I've been editing it all day. Part 1 of the interview is going to premiere this Wednesday, and then part 2 will be up next week. And similar to roll out to how we did James Jude Courtney. But he, you know, it's a wide-ranging interview. And we just kind of let the conversation go wherever he wanted to go with it, and because he's got so many stories. And but we talked about Halloween 2. You know, I think you all know the story how he got Halloween 2. I wanted to get more into some of the stunts and some of the challenges of being a performer and stunt coordinator. But of course, his career, he's done so much other than just this franchise. I mean, he worked with John Wayne and the Green Berets. He started off with Disney. He drove Herbie the Love Bug. I mean, think about that. Michael Myers and Herbie the Love Bug. Same person, basically. You know, he worked on Christine, The Thing, Escape from New York. He doubled Kurt Russell for 25 years. You know, he was in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. He was in Casino. Unmasked, as a matter of fact, actually has an actor role in that one as well. So we hit on a lot of that, and so I'm gonna play you now just a little clip. This is a premiere clip. I told you guys last week I was gonna try to have a premiere for you, so I want to do that, even though I don't have a whole lot of news items to follow this week, and I actually debated a little bit earlier, like, should I do that? But I figured, you know, I told you guys last week I was doing this interview, and I would bring you guys something special. So I've got an exclusive clip that we're going to premiere right here. It's not very long. It's about 3 or 4 minutes. And but we'll watch that, and then we'll come back and talk just a little bit more. And I'm going to go ahead and cue that up now. And as always, hopefully this will work and it will play and you'll be able to hear it fine. If not, just let me know. And I'll either come back on here and address that, or hopefully we can get it started. So here we go, guys. World premiere clip from my new interview with Dick Warlock, legendary stuntman, actor, etc. Here we go. Talking a little bit about Halloween 2. Here we go. Well, let's talk a little bit about Halloween 2. I know you've told these stories a million times, but this is the 40th anniversary year of that film, and of course nobody knew even then making the sequel. I don't think at that time how big the original would still be all these years later, much less the franchise itself, the character of Michael Myers, just the whole thing. So when you came on, you're not only playing Michael Myers, but you're stunt coordinator. So you're really kind of wearing
Cop number 3.
and cop number 3. And I was thinking about that the other day too, that you just reminded me. You might be the only person to play 3 different characters in the Halloween franchise, because you play 2 characters technically in Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Cop number 3 and Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And then you're the assassin in Halloween 3.
Yeah.
And I don't think a few other actors have played 2 different characters in various films, but I don't think anybody's done 3. So I think you might hold the record there in the franchise.
All right. I would have thought that they would have given me a cameo in one of the later ones, something, a janitor at the school that Jamie worked at or something,
Yeah. Well, I can't believe they
shining that guy in the booth. Who was the guy in the booth when you enter the place in one of those movies? He's a rap singer. What's his name?
Oh yeah. LL Cool J was the security guard. Yeah.
Oh, that was Cool J.
Yep.
I could have been outside polishing his shoes or something,
Yeah.
Anyway,
that would have been great. Yeah.
I would have done that.
Well, I still hope they will. Maybe in the next film.
They're not going to do that. If I hadn't burned a bridge, they maybe. The story of why I didn't do them in part 4, don't you?
Well, no, not really.
No. Fred Lerner spoke to them about bringing me in to do Myers. Mustafa got word of it. He said, "Oh no, I want Jason. The guy's 5'2". He said, "Yeah, I want Jason." No wonder he's got a complex. Anyway, but then Morga played Myers quite a bit in that one. He played Jason in 5 for me. Anyway, yeah. So I didn't do 4 because of Mustafa. He didn't. So it got bigger from then on. The character, he grew. And if I just saw Jason, the first one, no, 3. I saw it in 3D at a friend's house the other night, which is interesting. I saw Creature from the Black Lagoon at his house about a month ago.
Nice.
3D. You ought to see these. Have you seen 3D movies? This huge that is for 3D movies. He's got 60 3D films. I didn't know they made that many.
Yeah, I didn't know there was that many.
I didn't remember Jason 3 being a 3D movie.
Yeah.
But it is.
Yep.
Anyway.
All right. So there we go. And there he is as the Shape in the 1981 sequel, Halloween 2. There you can hear it, guys. Dick Warlock, more than willing, more than happy, would love to come back and do some sort of cameo appearance in Halloween Kills. I guess too late for Kills, but Halloween Ends. And there you hear, you've probably heard that story before, but why he was not invited back for Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. We talked much more about that. Of course, Tom Morga did play Michael Myers for a large portion of Halloween 4, and Morga also played Jason, and Dick Warlock hired him to play Jason in Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning, which is celebrating its anniversary today also. Its 26th anniversary, I think, for A New Beginning. But yeah, Dick Warlock, stunt coordinator on that film, hired Tom Morga. And of course, Morga would later be one of the guys that Mustafa thought was big enough to play Michael Myers, because by the time he got to 4, he wanted a bigger Myers. And as you all know, from Halloween 2 on, Michael got taller and taller until he got to Tyler Mane. And I'm not telling you guys anything you don't already know, I don't think. But again, Mr. Warlock, just such a great guy, such a generous guy with his time, and so many stories. He did tell me that he's considering writing a book, which I encouraged him. Yeah, you should do that. And he even said that he's talking to some of the people that worked with Kane Hodder. I guess the main guy that worked with Kane Hodder to get his book finished. And Dick spoke very highly of just Kane in general, and of his story, his book. I've not read the book, but I did see the documentary. I'm sure some of you guys have too. So, and I see a couple comments on here. Some of you guys saying that you've met Dick Warlock before and how great he is, and absolutely, I would agree. Yeah, it's a fun interview. Like I said, if you read my original interview, we do cover some of the same ground because they're just such great stories. And I even told him ahead of time, I was like, I'm probably going to ask you to tell me some of the stories you told me 6 years ago again for this. But, it's been 6 years, and this is a new medium with it being on video this time. And our audience is wider and larger than it was then. We've got a lot of new people that come to the website and also here on the YouTube channel as well. And of course, he didn't mind retelling some of those stories. And he told me a few that we didn't get to before. Stuff like working on Spider-Man and working with De Niro and Scorsese and stuff like that. So, like I said, part 1, the full part 1, which will probably be about an hour, is going to drop this coming Wednesday. And then we'll have part 2, which will be about another hour, is going to drop next Wednesday. Most likely we'll have another clip on this Friday's episode of the Halloween show. Probably I will have another exclusive clip for you next Monday. And then the full part 2 will be up next Wednesday. On this past Friday's episode of the Halloween show, we premiered the first official clip from the interview, and I might play that later on as I've been doing towards the end of these shows, depending on how we're doing with time. All right, Byron's back. Awesome. Good to have you back, man. Wolfie talking about a Halloween book. There's quite a few. There is a novelization of Halloween 78 and of Halloween 2 and 3 as well in 2018. Awesome. Good to see everybody getting along. Trying to monitor the comments. I might miss a couple, and I apologize if I do. But Byron says I should get Taking Shape 1 and 2. I do own the first Taking Shape. I have not read all of it. It's pretty thick, but and I don't have the second one yet. I would love to get a copy at some point. The authors actually sent me the part 1, and were very generous about that. So, but yeah, I need to get a hold of the sequel and check that one out. Like I said, not a whole lot of franchise news to report on this week. One little thing, though, that's happening today, and again, it's kind of franchise adjacent, I guess. But, of course, today is the 90th birthday of another living legend, one Mr. William Shatner. And of course, William Shatner, who played Captain Kirk in the original Star Trek. And of course, it was a Don Post 1975 Star Trek Captain Kirk mask that would ultimately become the original Michael Myers mask as featured in John Carpenter's 1978 film. So we're wishing Mr. Shatner a happy birthday. I shared a link. It's already posted down in the description of this live stream, and it's to an article and a video that we shared a couple of years ago of William Shatner actually talking to his daughter about when he took them, meaning his children, trick or treating and wore the Michael Myers mask while trick or treating. It's a pretty wild story and video, and just pretty damn interesting and pretty cool for us Myers geeks to think about, I think. So yeah, pour one out for Mr. Shatner today. It is his 90th birthday, and I'm not sure who made this graphic right here. I did not create this, but there it's a pretty good idea of how they got the mask from that original Shatner face. Now, of course, Trick or Treat Studios does now sell. They have the license to some of those old Don Post molds, and they are selling the actual Kirk now that many people are buying, so that they themselves can follow the instructions laid out by Tommy Lee Wallace. And he even laid it out as recently as last year on Sean Clark's channel. Tommy Lee Wallace did a whole thing where he took a Kirk and made it into a Myers. So, so there we go. William Shatner, 90th birthday today. Another little tidbit of news. This is not one that we have in stock, but our friends over at Trick or Treat Studios did announce that they have now added James Jude Courtney, the Halloween 2018 Michael Myers, to their lineup of the 1/6 scale figures that they are now selling. So if you're keeping track, Trick or Treat, they now have the Halloween 78 Myers, which we have a couple still in stock in our own store. They have a Sam Hain edition of the 78, which is bloodier and comes with an extra accessory or two. They also have the Halloween 4 and 5 Myers figures, and now they have just released, or just got it in stock, the Halloween 2018 figure. These are 1/6 scale. They stand about 12 inches tall. They've got over 30 points of articulation, and they're not cheap. They're not like the reaction figures or like some of the stuff NECA's putting out now. They're fairly high dollar. This one is the most expensive one in the Trick or Treat lineup. It's retailing on their website right now for $180, believe it or not. But it is in stock. It is shipping now. The mask sculpted by Justin Mabry. The figure Alexander Ray worked on, and it is officially licensed. It is actually clothed. It comes with a hammer and knife, and I believe a couple interchangeable hands. I'm sure it comes with at least one interchangeable hand. I don't see that. And they come in a collector's box that you can flip back for window display if you want to keep it boxed. Again, though, if you're like me, you got to let those bad boys out to breathe, pose them, play with them, photograph them. You know, the worst part about that is the dust. Definitely. But if you can deal with that, yeah, I mean, I'm all for having a packaged version if you can afford to, or if it's that rare. I mean, I've got one of the Funko, the He-Man version of the horror figures they did, Masters of the Universe version, and they did Michael Myers from Halloween Resurrection. And if you remember that very first run, they spelled Myers wrong in that first run of figures. Now that one, something like that, I've got it, and that one's staying in the package, obviously, because of the misprint, which made me, have to have it even more when I saw that misprint. I just think that was unbelievable that it even made it all the way out there to the public, but it did. And let's see, while we're on the merch subject here, one other thing. If you ordered the Halloween 78 lunchbox combo, some of you might have already gotten it. They just started shipping last week from Fright Rags. I missed out. I'm a loser. I'm a lame-o. I didn't get mine ordered, and so I don't have one on the way. But some of you guys probably do, and they are freaking awesome. I mean, these things are just like the lunchbox and thermos sets that I and my friends would all have in elementary school, and I'm already seeing a lot of photos posted online on people's Instagram feed and so forth, showing off these lunchboxes. So if you got one, I'd love to see. So I'm still here, guys. Sorry, I was just reading. All right. So like I said, not a whole lot of new news items to update you on. I wish we had more to talk about, but we don't this week, unless I missed something, which is entirely possible. You guys tell me if I missed something. Cars got his lunchbox the other day and says it's amazing. Awesome. Awesome. That's great. Yeah, I've been seeing some popping up today, especially a lot of Michael Myers Monday posts uh, sharing their lunchbox, and it looks every bit as awesome as that graphic does. In fact, one of our Instagram, I don't have that one on here. Well, let's move over to today's posts. Wolfie's going to ask for that for his birthday. Nice. Wolfie wants to know what's the next interview, the next one after Dick Warlock. I can't say right now because I don't have it locked in quite yet. But I've got a couple that I'm working on lining up to be next. Like I said, this one it was a long one, so we're gonna space out the rollouts over the next this week and next week. But yeah, hopefully by the following week, or if not the week after that, I'll have the next interview in place and ready to start the rollout on that. I've got a couple people that have, agreed to do an interview, a video interview specifically, and it's just a matter of locking in the time. Some of the people are not even involved in this franchise, but that's going to be coming to this channel nonetheless, and it's probably going to be people that you want to that you're going to want to watch those interviews too. But I do have some stuff in the works specifically for this franchise. More interviews, and especially looking at Halloween 2. I mean, obviously Halloween Kills. I've said before, there's certain people that are involved with Halloween Kills that I am going to be interviewing this year, but for many reasons that you can imagine, we're going to wait till we get a little bit closer to the release of the film before doing those interviews. Um, but also, aside from Halloween Kills specifically, just looking at the franchise, like I said, I mean, um, Dick really kicks off our H2 40th anniversary celebration. And so there's going to be more people involved in that film um, coming your way too in the next couple weeks. All right. So last couple weeks, I've been sharing just a couple tweets and Instagram posts using the Michael Myers hashtag. Because, as I've said week after week, I started this hashtag in 2013 and it's just become its own thing. Everybody makes it its own thing. And some people, it's just all about the cosplay and being Michael. Other people, it's about their collector's items and stuff, stuff like this. There's artists that use the hashtag to share their artworks inspired by Michael. There's there's artists that mask artists, sculptors that indie artists, not the officially licensed stuff even, but so many indie artists, and it's just become a huge thing. There's gifs, there's memes. Um, we talked last week. There's the entire Halloween verse out there on Twitter that is I saw Linda once again getting in on that Michael Myers Monday this week and a few others. They're out there doing great stuff on Twitter, keeping the entire franchise alive, but especially here on Mondays. And there's so much I try to like and retweet as much as I can. I try to like and repost on Instagram, and we post a lot on our stories. I used to do a lot of reposting on the feed, but it's a little bit quicker and makes more sense to go right to the stories. Oh, wow. $5 on the super chat from Cinnamon Toast Cletus. I like the vids, man. Keep it up. Well, thank you, Cletus. Thank you so much, man. That means the world to me. Not just the $5. I mean, that definitely means the world, but the kind words, man. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I enjoy doing these videos, both these lives and the pre-recorded stuff that I'm doing. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I feel like you'd let me know if you weren't enjoying it. So I hope you're all enjoying it. But thank you so much, Cletus, and thank you for being here. And on that, happy Michael Myers Monday. I'm gonna have a sip. Wolfie's asking when my birthday is. Not until December. I'm a Christmas baby. December 22nd. Yeah, right. Just a couple days before Christmas. Oh, I see. You're asking the other Matt. Gotcha. Sorry about that. I'll just be over here. But my birthday's in December. If anybody wants to know that. There's Phil, my man. Thank you. I saw you checked in earlier. I meant to say hi. Thank you for being here, Phil. Awesome. Awesome. This is great, guys. All right. Here is the first tweet of today. Again, I just pulled couple tweets and 3 Instagram posts. This is just an example of some of what's out there. It's not by any means necessarily the best, or even necessarily the best of today's stuff. But there's so much, and I just don't even have the time to curate it. I could sit here for 2 hours just showing you tweets, and maybe I'll do that sometime when I'm really, really got nothing to talk about. But right here, I'm going to show you. There we go. Once again, celebrating Mr. Shatner's birthday today. And again, I don't care who you are, 90 years old, that is a landmark birthday. If you've survived on this planet for 90 years, then you're doing something right. So, this comes to us from It is at Stabbytime TV on Twitter. Yes, I've shared his stuff before. He is Craig Layton, I believe, is his actual name, and he does some hilarious Michael Myers videos. This image, I don't know again if he took it, where it came from, but just a good illustration showing off a Kirk right next to a converted Kirk into a Myers. And Stabby Time TV says, Happy 90th birthday to William Shatner. After all, without Shatner, we'd have no Michael Myers. Hashtag Mutant Fam, Horror Community, and hashtag Michael Myers Monday. Honestly, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say we definitely have no Michael Myers, but I mean, I think we can all agree that Halloween was a perfect storm. Everything had, had they gone with the clown mask for adult Myers that they considered in the beginning, it would have been a different result. I'm not saying it couldn't have been a great result in its own right. Had they chosen the Spock mask instead of Shatner, I'm not saying that couldn't have been great, but it would have absolutely been different, and maybe it wouldn't have been great. Probably not. It's that perfect storm kind of thing. So there's Stabby Time TV. Okay, up next, where am I here? Our next tweet of the today. Oh yeah, this was great. This comes from Anne the Hat. She is on Twitter. She is at the Cheshire Path. And she just throws us some Halloween-friendly emojis and a hashtag Michael Myers Monday. And yeah, you'll have to go on to Twitter, and she's also on Instagram under the same name to see her video clips. But it's a really adorable Michael Myers and Sam from Trick or Treat. They share a moment. Instead of fighting, they you can see down in the corner they hug because they're bonding over their mutual love of all things Halloween, which I can certainly relate to. I actually, my son and he's 13 right now. Well, for a few more weeks, he's about to be 14. But Halloween before last, Halloween, I guess it was 2019, we actually filmed our own Michael Myers versus Sam fan film. Just a fun backyard thing. He and I just doing everything, and it was a great bonding father-son thing. And I've never put it out there. I didn't put it out there that year because I wasn't completely done editing it, and it was always our intention we were going to go back and film more scenes. And then 2020 came, and I was able to actually, without filming more, retool what we had and edit it all into what I considered the kind of the finished thing. And I had always planned, and I still plan to eventually put it up here on the channel for you guys to check out. But the problem at the moment is the music and whether or not I'm going to put it up with the copyrighted music that is currently in it, which works beautifully on it. But of course, we don't own it, or if I'm going to try to get some original music or some free music to find on there. But yeah, so I love the the Michael and Sam. All right, now moving over to Instagram. This is another Michael Myers Monday post today. This is on Instagram at Big Cat TX. He says he's in Haddonfield, Illinois. And he says, if you know, you know. Hashtag Michael Myers Monday. And then a bunch more hashtags. I know. I'm sure you guys know who these boots belong to. Do I need to say it? Of course, this is from H5. If you know, you know. It's the man in black. So, even the man in black, Even Dr. Wen gets some Michael Myers Monday love on this first Michael Myers Monday of spring 2021. Another notable thing about this week, it's our first Monday of spring, which means we're one season closer to a new Halloween movie, guys. All right, back to Instagram. Here we go, yet another one, and this is the cosplay that I'm talking about. We see this all the time. This is at Darrow Cosplayer, also based in Haddonfield, Illinois, of course. And I thought that was a pretty cool shot he's got going on. It does kind of look like Haddonfield on that sidewalk. And he says, "Happy Michael Myers Monday." Happy hashtag Michael Myers Monday. Butcher knife emoji. Jack-o'-lantern emoji. And Darrow Cosplayer. Always turning out great content every single week on the Michael Myers Monday stuff. And one more to wrap it up. Also coming to us from Instagram. This is at the Horror Freak TV. And this guy also is always sharing, tagging us on great content and participating in the Michael Myers Monday hashtag. And here he is doing his cosplay. Beautiful looking mask there. Look like that's a Nick Mulpagano mask. He says at least he did the hashtag for Nick Mulpagano and hashtag Dead Ringer. So you guys probably know better than me. So there we go. That is this week's Triple M tweets and posts on all the social medias out there. You know what to do, guys. Make sure that you are tagging us. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're here on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Snapchat. You name it, we're there. Tag us with your Michael Myers Monday stuff. Use the hashtag. If you use the hashtag, chances are I'm going to see it. Because I do every single week scroll down and try to see every single hashtag. For a while during the election, Instagram wasn't even letting me put the hashtags in chronological order, which was really messing me up, and I probably missed some good ones during that time. But we persevere, right? We persevere. So, so keep doing the hashtags. It gets bigger and bigger, and who knows, guys? Maybe by this fall we can actually get this hashtag actually trending. Like trending on like a national level. I think the hype for this movie, you guys here with me on these live broadcasts, we're like-minded. We're I see your post that it already seems like it's been forever waiting for Halloween Kills, and it does seem that way because it has been, because we know it's sitting there done. That's probably the most frustrating and the hardest part of the waiting, is knowing and that we were all so hyped and ready since the announcement in 2019 all the way through up until summer of 2020. We're ready, and then But what are you gonna do? We're gonna count down the days. We're gonna count down the weeks, count down the months. That's what we're gonna do, and it's gonna be here before we know it. But it does feel like we've been waiting forever, and we have been waiting forever. But it is coming this year, guys. And I know there's a lot of speculation. Could it be delayed again or whatever? And I'll just say, based on just only my general knowledge of the situation and I'm not going to go into all my reasons. If you're a regular here, then you've heard me say it before. But yeah, I don't think they're going to delay Halloween Kills again. And I don't think we got to worry about Halloween Ends being filmed and completed in time to be released next October, honestly. That's not confirmed. That's not headline news or anything. That's me, you know, uh, that's my hypothesis at this moment. That could change tomorrow. We might get some news tomorrow. Usually, when it's really, really super quiet around this franchise, like this week has been, that it's usually something big is like right around the corner. So I don't know. I don't want to get your hopes up. It's probably nothing, but you know, it is the end of March, which means we are almost to the beginning of April. And I have been saying, well, since before last year, even, I said last year it'd be April that we'd get the teaser poster for Halloween. I'm saying again, mid-April. If I had to pick a day, just any random day, I'd throw a dart at April 15th, only because that's 6 months to the day before October 15th. And yeah, we're less than a month from that right now, guys, and it might come sooner. Something else might come sooner. So, again, I don't want to get your hopes up, but we're all just excited here. And so I know it's been a long wait. Trust me, I sympathize, but it's coming. It's coming. Let's see. Tiger Man. Tiger Man is here in the house. Happy Michael Myers Monday, Tiger Man. Hey, jerk speed kills. Awesome. Awesome. Love that. All right, guys. I think what I'm gonna do now, you guys let me know if you don't want to see it. Let me know real fast. But otherwise, I'm gonna play the first clip from the Dick Warlock interview, which in the actual interview, what you already watched tonight actually occurs before what I'm about to play you. But this is the clip that we premiered on episode 23 of the Halloween show this past Friday. And this one's a little bit longer. It's about 10 minutes. And but I'm gonna mute myself again and go off screen. I'll still be here in the live chat, and we'll watch this. This is a little bit more about Halloween 2, and but then as you'll see in the interview, we'll talk about one thing, and then Dick just it reminds him of another story, and then it drifts into that, and I just kind of I tried to go somewhat chronologically through his career, but it jumps around, and I debated in the editing how much should I restructure our actual conversation to make it chronological for the viewer, and there might be a little bit of that, but ultimately I think what you're going to see is pretty much how the conversation unfolded, which is kind of all over the place. It does go chronologically, but one story easily bleeds into others, as you'll see in this clip. So, I'm going to have a drink. Yeah, Byron says go for it. Awesome. Yeah. Mitchell, cheers, man. I'll drink to that again. Cheers. And yeah, welcome back, Mitchell. I'm glad to see you here. I know you've probably been here and maybe weren't commenting some of these weeks, but Mitchell was here on, I think, my very first live feed last year, man. It's crazy. Crazy. This one, I think, is our 14th or 15th in a row here in 2021. So, like I said, I even debated because we didn't have too much news. But, all right, guys, happy Michael Myers Monday. I'm going to play this clip. Like I said, I'll still be here in the comments, and then I'll come back after this clip, and we'll see where we're at, and probably get ready to sign off. So here we go. More from my exclusive new interview with the one and only, the awesome, the amazing, the death-defying, and he'll talk about that too. Not in this clip, but he'll talk. Here. I'm just gonna play the clip now. All right, here you go, guys. Dick Warlock. Halloween 2. As stunt coordinator, I've wondered how much of the kills was already scripted as opposed to how much were you involved in kind of directing how they were going to be done? Like, did they have in the script a syringe in the eyeball and the face boiled off and all that?
It was all on paper.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that was all
Someday
predetermined.
I'm gonna put my script on eBay or something, you know. It's got all kinds of scribbles in it and stuff.
So that was all
Yeah, it was all, and we talked a little about it, and he said, this is what we're gonna do, and so I just kind of fell into it and did it the way I wanted to do it. I mean, I didn't change anything really.
Yeah.
Dr. Mixter was sitting with his back to her. She turns him around. She turns him around. She backs into the light, which exposes me. So it was simple. It was really, we didn't do like Jason does. Jason tears things up and, he rips people apart. And there wasn't any of that stuff. There was very little violence, really. It was very subdued, the whole thing, I thought. When I see it now, I say, well, it's like an old TV show. There's really not much to it.
Very much so. You're right. Yeah, a lot left to the imagination, especially compared to the way the films are nowadays.
Yes, exactly.
What was the hardest part of that film? Was it the Firewalk at the end?
No, making sure that I didn't run over Jack Boyce, who was Bennett Tremor.
Okay.
The way we rigged that, and I had to depend a lot on Jack, and he's a heck of a stunt guy, so I counted on him. I put on the front of the police car, I put a platform, just being the front, the windshield's here.
Mm-hmm.
He had to kind of walk backwards in it just to feel it, that he turns and steps on the platform as the car comes under him, which then thrusts him. He just thrusts himself over the hood. We couldn't do that very fast, because if I'd have missed, I'd have creamed him. If it had been off and he'd have stepped down where the platform ended, and it threw him hard telling. So if you notice in that movie, the lights are really going doo, 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 doo. That's because they undercranked the film a little bit, and they sped it up. They shot it at 24 frames, 20, 22 or 23 frames, and then shot it at, you see it at 24.
Okay.
And that just makes it go faster. We did that a lot in Herbie, all those Herbie movies with the racing thing. Because that little Volkswagen, even though it had a Porsche motor in it, couldn't keep up with those race cars. Those race cars had to kind of hang back, just like in a horse race, when the one horse is supposed to win, the other guys are looking up really low.
Right.
Oh God, I could outrun this nag. I don't know what. Anyway, yeah. So I didn't want to run over Jack.
Yeah.
So they slowed it down, and that's the way it came out. That's just part of the trick stuff, the trick photography that films are noted for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was the most difficult. Can you tell me a little bit about that Firewalk? That's one of the most memorable scenes.
I got my arms singed here, nothing serious. The first time, because we did it twice.
Okay.
We had to do it twice. They rebuilt the set. The first time we came through, how it was constructed, it was the doorway. It had fans. When I say fans, they're about that thick, and they're two pieces of metal put together to form, when they fire, they have the propane attached to them. It comes out in a fan shape. That's what filled the doorway.
Okay.
I'm behind that. They get everything ready. I got the suit on. They put the stuff that we use for burning. I won't go into what it is. And they light me. I mean, they light the fire first with the fans. They light me. Then basically, if there's not enough, when I go through it, there's a lot of fire that does get on me everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, because it was an enclosed top, we shot that on a sound stage. Normally, you're either in a building that's outside and fireproofed, but we did that on a sound stage, and the fire went up and went right out towards the cameras, which is really hairy. It looks great, I think. at that time, it was one of the hottest burns because of the enclosed heat, that anyone had done. Firestarter was pretty good. I mean, I did a good one in that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that one too, because I know there must have been, and that was filmed here in North Carolina as well.
Yeah, the Hindenburg. We came out of the nose cone like the guys that were escaping in the real Hindenburg thing. We were duplicating that, but it wasn't a very long burn, and it wasn't very far. We went out and turned over and landed in boxes.
Okay.
With the tarps over them. So yeah, but I've done a number of those things.
By the time you were working on Firestarter, I had the techniques and had it advanced any by then, or was it
almost yearly? Now they have a gel that you can put on, and you don't have to have hardly anything.
Yeah.
You guys still put certain clothing and liquid stuff, and I'm not like Hal Needham. Hal Needham was one of those guys. You ever heard of him?
I don't think so.
Hal is well, that's a long story. Anyway, he was famous for hiding the secrets. Don't tell people how stunts and done and all that stuff. The actors, let them get the credit on the Carson show and whatever. And then when he got a chance after he wrote the movie Hooper and explained all those stunts on screen with the airbags and the rams and the this and the that, oh yeah, well, it's okay to do that now because it's me that's doing it. See, before that it was hush hush, don't tell him. Yeah. And now after that, stunt wannabes started invading Hollywood. Oh, we know this. There's nothing dangerous about this. That airbag, you can fall 300 feet into an airbag. Come on. So anyway,
I don't know. I think there's probably still some danger involved in some of those, some of these films, some of these stunts for sure.
Lately, they do everything on cables now. And
yeah, now.
You got a cable the size of a pencil, and they just digitally take the cables out.
Yeah.
You put Tom Cruise hanging upside down from a building or hanging on the side of an airplane,
Yeah.
I mean, that can be dangerous. When I did, what is it, Cat from Outer Space? The airplane stuff, turning upside down, hanging from the airplane or whatever. 3 months later, the pilot, who was a famous pilot, Frank Tolman, Mance got killed on the plane when it got stuck in the desert. They tore a plane apart and got one motor and something, flew it, and Phoenix, Flight of the Phoenix is the name of the movie.
Oh yeah, okay.
His partner Paul Mance got killed doing that. He got the plane off all right, but then it crashed and it killed him. Well, Frank, who was really the pilot of the Stearman that I was hanging, getting the kitty and the hanging, I don't know whether you ever saw that movie or not. I did. No. There I was doubling Ken Berry.
Okay.
He died. He had a heart attack and flew a plane into a mountain. Neither one of us had parachutes on. He came to me, he said, "You gonna wear a parachute?" I said, "I'm wearing this green jumpsuit. I can't wear a parachute." He said, "Okay, I'm not either." So he said, "If you're gonna go, I'm gonna go with you." But we didn't, and he did later on. And it could have been that day that he had the heart attack.
Oh, man.
And you can't rehearse that stuff. There's no first aid guy up there to give you some. I mean, it's just ridiculous sometimes. If it's your destiny, you're gonna go.
Yeah, I guess so.
God's in control, then you're going to go. If he says, "It's time, Dick." So far, like I said, I'm 81 years old and he hasn't called me yet. So I'm real tickled about that.
All right, guys, there you go. Some more of my interview with a true living legend. And yeah, I mean, he is a personal hero of mine too. Of course I'm a fan. Of course I'm a fan because of his work in this franchise, but I'm just such a fan of him as a person and his career. I mean, he worked with every legendary director, so many iconic actors, so many landmark films, and he is usually the one out there doing the craziest stuff. So, um, yeah, look for my full part one of that interview dropping this Wednesday morning. The plan is to have it premiere Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. It will premiere, so it will present as a live thing. Of course, it's pre-recorded, but I'll probably be here if any of you guys are up and watching it during the premiere. I'll probably be here in the live chat. Um, and yeah, I don't know a question right off hand to stump you guys, man. You guys, that was a good one though about the Phelps Garage. Uh, that's definitely a good one there. So, but I could come up with a couple. But I think we unlocked some trivia with Dick Warlock this time. Um, because I was thinking about it, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think he is the only person to play not just two different characters, but technically three different characters in the franchise. Because he plays Michael in H2, but he also plays the cop, as he says, cop number 3, also in H2. And then, of course, he plays the assassin. He's credited as the assassin working for Silver Shamrock in Halloween 3. So that's 3 characters. I mean, that was a good trivia question. Any of you guys that were with us in Pasadena, I don't know if any of you guys got to go on Sean's 48 or the Horror's Hallowed Grounds Halloween tour, but on his bus, they had like 6 or 7 buses going, and each one had their own guide. But we were on the one with Sean Clark, and on his bus he was doing some trivia, and that was the one. I'll give you guys this one and see if you guys can get it. The one that I got correct that nobody else on our bus could get. So I'll give it to you guys and see. Speaking of Dick Warlock being the only um, actor person to play 3 different roles in this franchise, can you name all the people that have played more than one role, meaning 2 different roles in this franchise? And I'm just going to say more than one because you'll include him, even though he's technically 3. So I'll let you think about that for just a minute. I know we're on a bit of a delay here, but you guys think on that for just a second while I have a drink. Here, see, this is where I need some like Jeopardy music, but like a royalty free version of Jeopardy. Okay, there's what you can look at while you're thinking. I'll give you guys a couple minutes and then I'll give you the answer. Go. Okay, that's good. Byron is right about one of them. Don Shanks is one. He played, of course, Michael Myers and the Man in Black. So that's one. And like I said, I'll give you one with Dick Warlock. He played Michael. He played Cop Number 3. He also played the assassin in Halloween 3. So that's two of them. Now, again, they don't have to be playing different characters in the same film. It's throughout the franchise at any point. All right, I'm sure as soon as I say them, you guys are gonna comment with your answers. But yeah, from Halloween '78, Nancy Loomis, she played Annie. She also played uh, Chalice's wife or ex-wife in Halloween 3. So that's one. Uh, PJ Souls, of course, plays Linda. And then in the newest film in 2018, she is the voice of the Allison's school teacher. So that's two. Um, again, Dick Warlock is three. Let's see. Don Shanks will be number four. Like I said, he's got two roles in Halloween 5. There is Danielle, of course, played Jamie Lloyd in 4 and 5. And at least one clip in the producer's cut of H6, but then would come back and, of course, play Annie in Rob Zombie's films. So I think that's 5. And there's one more, and this is the one that nobody on that bus could get because you have to really know this movie, and most people don't love this movie, so they don't know it as much as I do. But I've said that I love this movie. I'm talking about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Jeff Daniel Phillips. Yes. Yes. He's number 6. He's the 6th guy. He, if you remember, he plays the guy that works at the strip bar and gets his face kicked in, stomped in. And he's also the guy up on stage at the Halloween party. I forget that character's name, but he was a huge part of the promotions that Zombie was doing leading up to it and so forth. So again, you got to really love that film to know that answer. I understand. Most of you don't. I get it. I understand. But that's the 6. So there might even be more as of Halloween Kills. Who knows? We're gonna have to wait and see. But that's the 6. Thank you. Tiger says pretty good trivia. Thank you. Yeah, maybe I'll try to come up with another couple good ones for next week. Since you guys like that. Again, I can't take credit for coming up with the question. That was Sean's, but I can claim that I was the only one on that bus to know it. So don't worry, guys, that you didn't know it. Whole bus full of super fans that traveled to Pasadena to take the locations tour, and they didn't know it either. But your boy did. So, all right, guys. That's pretty much what I got this week. Not pretty much. That's it. That's what I got for this week. Like I said, look for the Dick Warlock interview, the first half this Wednesday. Look for a new episode of the Halloween show this coming Friday. Keep watching our socials because as I can confirm things like new interviews, that's where I'll announce it first. And we will very most likely be running a similar rollout like we've done with Sandy and with James and now with Dick. Byron says, what about George P. Wilbur? Did he play? I know he played in 2 films. Did he play a different role? Help me out. I don't remember. Did George play somebody else? Maybe he's number 7. Wolfie's asking, when was Michael Myers born? That's a good one. Mitchell, thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. Byron, yes, in Halloween 6. Oh, did he play one of the doctors? I think you're right. He was Myers, but then he was also one of the doctors when A. Michael Lerner was playing Myers in the slaughter scene, I think. Is that what you're referring to, Byron, in Halloween 6? Because you very well may be right. Maybe it's not 6, it's 7. I think it was 6 in 2018 because none of us had seen the 2018 film yet, so we weren't counting PJ. But yes, I think if you include PJ and we include George, okay, yes, then you're right. George is another one, so that's number 7. Yeah, and interestingly enough, when you hear Dick in the interview talk about Fred Lerner being stunt coordinator for Halloween 4, Fred Lerner is legendary stuntman and also famous stunt coordinator. His son, A. Michael Lerner, who I also interviewed at Pasadena, as a matter of fact, he played Michael Myers in a number of scenes in Halloween 6. And yes, when he is playing Myers and all the doctors are getting slaughtered, you're absolutely right, Byron. I forgot about that one. But yes, George Wilbur, who plays Myers in 4 and in many scenes of 6, is one of the doctors getting slaughtered. So like Dick's idea of being a victim, even, you know, that'd be a cool cameo. You know, I mean, I think I can't believe that they're not going out of their way to get all of these guys. You know, like what I wanted to see in 2018, and I'd still love to see this, is all the former like adult Myers guys. Nick Castle, get Tiny Lee Wallace in there too. Dick, George, uh, get Lerner and Morga and Wilbur, Brad Laree, who's Dick's favorite Michael, by the way, Brad Laree. Also, this will most likely be in part 2, but that just reminds me, in our interview, I asked Dick if he has seen Halloween 2018, and I'll tell you that yes, he's seen it. I'll let you. You're gonna have to wait to see his reaction to it. But I did get his comments on how he thought James did as Michael Myers, and you're gonna want to hear that. But I'm not gonna spoil that for you tonight. Who knows? Maybe that'll be next week's clip. I don't know yet. I haven't figured that out that far out yet, but I know it'll be in part 2 of the interview. So. Mr. Fazbear Frights is late for Michael Myers Monday. Yeah, you're a little late. We didn't have a whole lot to talk about tonight, but you can always hit the replay after we're done here and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I mean, all you guys, I think most of you probably have by now, but yeah, definitely subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you know when we're doing another one of these lives. And just plan, the plan is, like I said, I think it's been 15 weeks in a row now since we started back up here in 2021. There will be weeks when just other things interfere and I can't do this, or maybe when there's just literally nothing to talk about. But I don't think we're going to get to that point this year or even next year so much with as long as we're getting new movies. I mean, there's going to be some kind of news pretty much every week, I think. But and if not, then hopefully I'm gonna have some other cool content, including like some flashback content, like I did last week with a bit of the Haunted Screams Expo panel with Tyler Main. I might do more of that stuff sometimes when I don't have an interview. I realized recently, or I remembered recently, that again talking about the Pasadena event at 40 Years of Terror, but I've actually got some video, some small little clips of just generic walkthrough video of the convention floor that has actually never been seen in public. It's never been shared. We did a ton of coverage of that whole event. We covered the horror hallowed grounds. I did a whole package of that. We did all the big panels. We did interviews. We did the after party. We covered all these events, but there was also quite a few of like brief little few seconds here, 5 seconds, 10 seconds of just the walk around and the madness and on the convention floor. And that's actually never been put out there. So I do think here soon on one of these lives, I'm gonna present that to you guys as a throwback, a flashback to the 40 Years of Terror event, and it'll be another premiere, something exclusive right here for the live audience, because I do like the idea that if you're dedicated and you're into this franchise and into what we're doing here on this channel enough to be here for these lives, then yeah, I want to try to give you guys something a little cool and a little special whenever possible. So that's my thinking right now. That's kind of where it looks like we're going. Like I said, trust me, I'm working on more interviews. It's just sometimes it's hard locking people down, and also my own schedule is always changing. Everybody's still, so that's it, guys. That's what I got, and so I'm gonna sign off now. Looks like you guys are still playing the quiz. Well, this is good. Now we know we could do some trivia, maybe even get some prizes up in here at some point. Yeah, we can do that, But you guys bring your trivia, because I'm seeing some good questions down here. That's some good stuff. And by the way, the song at the beginning of H2O, I saw that one asked earlier. I think the song, I think what you were referring to was Sandman, right? It's a callback to H2. I'm pretty sure, but Byron says he fixed the concept poster for his anthology series. I told you. Yes, I saw that fixed poster, Byron. It looks good, man. It looks awesome. Yeah, I love y'all's fan art. I love the hypothetical sequel pitches. Byron's got a ton. I mean, the fan art. I do want to maybe on one of these slow weeks coming up, we'll focus on some of these recent fan films, because I've been sent a lot of fan films here recently, and I haven't had a chance to watch them, so I need to block off some time and really give them some time. So. Wolfie, can we stay a little longer? Well, you guys can stay. Like I said, I think I'm gonna sign off. It's almost officially Tuesday. Not that really matters here at Halloween Daily News, but yeah, we've already been on here much longer than I thought we would tonight. Normally, I've got a list of news items, and tonight it was pretty minimal. But you guys have kept it lively tonight. I love this interaction. It's great seeing so many familiar names here, and looking at the numbers. It's great knowing that we're getting new viewers coming on and joining us each week, and that's what it's all about. Because if we can keep this momentum going, I mean, you guys know how it goes. The bigger audience we get, the more likely, the bigger guests I can get coming on the channel, and eventually we can have people come on here actually be live with us. Obviously, that's that's a whole nother animal from just me being here myself with you guys. But I fully intend to do that eventually. But for now, I kind of like doing the pre-recorded stuff that you guys get the first look for. So. Wolfie says at least 2 more minutes. Yeah, we can go till midnight. It'll be midnight in 2 minutes. So then I'll sign off. See, I can't even talk. It's getting so late. I'm so tired. My brain's going crazy. Nah. Let's see. Byron says I think Andy should play a killer. I think that would be interesting. Andy Manchak. Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, I'm interested in just following her career and seeing where she goes. I love that her new film, Son, is a horror movie, and it looks good, like a quality horror movie, So I'm very interested to see that. I did not see her previous one. I think it was Assimilate. I still haven't seen that one. I've been meaning to. It was on Netflix for a while, and it's just one of the ones I've been meaning to. But maybe you guys saw it. But yeah, I'm going to be following her career. We'll be following her career with great interest, obviously. Wolfie's asking who played Karen's daughter. I think we were just talking about that. Byron's ready to get Son on Blu-ray this May. Assimilate was really good too. Is it still on Netflix? Because I'm gonna have to check Assimilate out, and I'm gonna check out Son too. Maybe I can get the Blu-ray when it comes out. Wolfie says she was a fun character, but kind of annoying in some scenes because she wasn't believing anyone. Yep, it was kind of that, very reminiscent of the John Tate character, Laurie's son in H2O, where he's just so dismissive of his mom, just so like, oh, just get out of my shit, mom, and and then Michael shows up. That's, I think, just so great when he finally sees that yeah, she was right all along, and Allison sees that too, and Karen too. They all see that, yeah, the boogeyman is real, and he is coming home over and over and over again. Oh, cool! Assimilate is on Netflix. All right, cool. I might even check that out tonight when I get done here. Actually, this I've been meaning to check it out, and I saw it was on there, and it's just one of them ones. And then I get sent movies too sometimes, to review, and I try to, but man, we they get stacked up fast before you know it. The queue gets stacked up, and it gets hard to get to them. It's been 20 years. Michael's dead. Yeah, Tiger. Yeah, yeah. I love the. H2O, when I watch it now, I mean, I saw that in theaters. I loved it when it came out, and I still, for the most part, love it. It's definitely, one of my favorite of the sequels. There are some things that make it very, I guess, I would say 90s ish in just the way that they kind of telegraph every jump scare with the music. Very, not so much like the way Carpenter would let things happen. My favorite scares in horror movies are always the stuff where it's not a big loud crash on the score. It's something happening right behind them. Like Michael standing behind Annie or sitting up behind Laurie. You know, that's so much scarier to me. But in H2O, isn't nearly as subtle as that. So I don't find it as scary as that. But the Laurie She Strode storyline I love. And yeah, I feel like John Tate, similar to the way Allison, you can say she's kind of annoying in the way that she doesn't believe Laurie, doesn't believe what's going on, until she does. And the same thing with John Tate, until he does. And then it's that great moment of realization. And then in both films, of course, it's very similar, but you know, it's great when Laurie, you know, gets to be the Avenger, basically the protector that she's been training to be all these years, and it comes out. Um, so yeah, H2O, and so many things of H2O they did uh, use take from early development of H4. As there are scenes in that film that um, one scene in particular with the desk, the tables, when he's like throwing the table, that was originally conceived as part of H4, if I remember right. And I interviewed Christopher Duran and Adam Hamburg about this. Which, by the way, if you haven't read my interview with Adam Hamburg, now I'm blanking on his character's name. He's the best friend in the movie. Read his interview because when he signed on, that film had an entirely different script from what went to theaters, and it was pretty wild. And he had a great scene that Charlie, that's his character. Yeah, one of the best characters in that film, Charlie. Uh, Great guy, great interview. Many years ago when I interviewed him over the phone, but I would urge you, and I will link it down here after I'm done, just because I'm talking about it now. So if anybody watches this replay, or if any of you guys want to hit refresh, it'll be down there. But yeah, Adam Hamburg, great interview about H2O. If you like H2O, he enlightened us about a lot about what the original vision of that story was going to be as far as his character. Also, my interview with Christopher Duran, he as well talked about the CGI mask, and it's long story short, as he tells it is CG enhanced. It is not a complete CGI fabrication. It is the mask that they had that did not look right, so they tried to CG enhance it and made it look arguably worse than had they just left it alone with what was on film. And then it results in what everybody knows affectionately as the CGI mask. So, all right, it's after midnight, guys. I think we've hit it all here. Byron's wishing for season 6 of Bates Motel. I'll just say I love Bates Motel. Of course, anything Psycho, intimately tied to Halloween, the whole Loomis name, I don't want to get on a whole thing, but I loved Bates Motel. It's a great show. And I've said it many times, I'd love a similar, Smith's Grove type series with a young Loomis, hypothetically. Imagine if Halloween was like Stranger Things. Yeah, I mean, seems like everything's becoming like Stranger Things these days, but all right, guys. What if Allison becomes the female Ash? They are making a new Evil Dead movie, of course. You mean in this franchise? She'd be Halloween's version of a female Ash, like a Slayer. What's the comic book? Cassie Hack Slash. You guys know that comic book? Hack Slash, and the lead is a survivor girl. She's a final girl who survived, and now she hunts down all the slashers, and she's Cassie Hack. Yeah, Once Upon a Time, I mean, that would have been the perfect role for Danielle Harris. I still think she could probably pull it off. I mean, but putting Amy Manichak in something like that after this, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't know who best to cast in that role now, but I'd love to see something like that. And if Halloween was going to do something like that, where Allison, let's say, defeats Michael, because look, Michael ain't going anywhere. I'll tell you that right now. Again, this is not inside news. This is me being a fan for my whole life of these things. It doesn't matter how Halloween ends. There'll be another movie, and Michael will be in it ultimately, whether it's in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or longer. It's going to happen. So there's that. Visible Saint. Wolfie, we're all Team Edward here, not Team Jacob. I don't know what that means exactly, but okay. Hashtag Team Annie, says Tiger Man. All right, guys. I think we have exceeded the requested 2 extra minutes. It is now officially after midnight, and you guys have kept me on here for close to dang 2 hours again. I can't believe it, but you've done it again. Anyway, I appreciate all you guys. I hope you know that. I think you know that. I hope you know that. I'm not bullshitting when I say, without you guys, what am I doing? I'm just talking to a camera down here in my office. So, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll keep the live going for a little while after I sign off. If you guys need to finish whatever you're doing, but I love the connection here. This is what it's all about. This is why I started this live stream, to be a gathering place for fanatics of this franchise where we can all geek out, especially this year. It's such a great time to be a fan of Michael Myers and all things of this franchise. We got movies on the way, and then there's going to be Blu-rays on the way, and then new box sets on the way, and there's going to be tons of merch on the way. And yeah, I'm just going to keep doing my part as far as this franchise and covering it as best I can, as I've done for the last last 8 years. And we're going to keep pushing, and with you guys' help and support, yeah, sky's the limit. So once again, happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. Cheers to you guys. And like I said, lots of good stuff on the way, including my Dick Warlock interview this Wednesday morning, right here on this channel. Look for it then. Until then, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching.